Okay. Here I've got some dry ice and a little rubber mold in there. And here I've got mercury. I put some in this little cup that I'm going to pour in there. I've also got this amount here. Dry ice is about minus 109 Fahrenheit, or about minus 78 Celsius. But mercury freezes at about minus 40, and minus 40 is the same in Fahrenheit and Celsius. I've just got a little ball on the tray about. There's double trays here. There's a wide black tray, and then there's the small one that has the dry ice in it. And I should be able to freeze it into the shape that I want. I was originally going to try a coin, but that was a two-piece mold. And the rubber band doesn't quite work for holding that together at these low temperatures. Instead of pouring it in, I'm probably going to have to use this pipette bulb here. This probably won't be enough to fill up the mold, but might be. See, the pipette bulb doesn't hold the mercury very well. I can probably just use the pipette bulb to take some out of this little plastic container too. There's probably some little drops in there, but the dry ice will freeze it. It'll be easy to pick up. It's contained, which is good, because this stuff's toxic. I mean, hopefully you'd know that it's toxic. And hopefully this freezes pretty quickly. And I'll get back to you when it's frozen. Right now it's still pretty liquidy. Okay. Now it appears to be frozen. If I poke it with the tweezers, it's solid. I put dry ice directly on top of it after it's frozen to give it as much cold as possible, basically. So I want it to be as cold as possible for when we take it out of the mold. I'm going to have to grab the edges of the rubber, and hopefully that'll take it out as best as possible. I don't want it to melt in my hands or freeze my hands, would be even worse. I don't know if the mold's going to make it or not. Ha, got it. Sure is heavy. Damn it, the camera's out of focus again. And there it is, it's solid mercury. So it's incredibly cold and incredibly dangerous. I just think that's one of the neatest things ever, that you're actually able to do that, especially at home. It's a pain in the ass to get it out of the mold. It's a mold, it's a rubber, got stiff as a rock. It's also mercury is one of the softest metals when it's actually solid. See, I can scratch it quite easily. I mean, you probably can't see on the camera, but it's scratches very easily. Now I'm gonna film it melting. Let's see how long it takes to melt. Okay, so the first memory card kind of ran out of memory because I'd only put a 2 gigabyte in there. Now we're going to continue where we left off, watching this melt. I don't think it'll take too long. I don't know how long it'll take for this to actually start melting again. Before it had started melting, but I still had the other memory card. When the first one ran out, I had to put it back on dry ice. Just another little piece of mercury in there. Let me get the pipette board. You can see quite a bit of it has been completely covered in frost, if not all of it. But it's starting to melt on the surface. I don't know if you can see the little lines of mercury. You might be able to see it better now. The little lines of mercury running underneath the surface of the frost. It's just melting away. I suppose if you lived in a cold enough weather condition, Antarctica, Siberia, or somewhere, you could probably have Mercury figurines standing out in your front yard, although I wouldn't want to. That's all that's left is the centerpiece now.